Start to make the circles a bit bigger. Leaning forward. Circling through the chest. So that you push the heart forward. Use the hands on the knees. Then push the hands into the knees to come back and curve into the upper back. Then to the side. And then forward. And then back the other way. Really roll the shoulders back, lean to the sides, lean back. And as your eyes are closed and you start to move in this pattern, start to connect that mindful conscious awareness into your practice so that you're really milking every part of the pose and every part of the movement, really getting the juice out of it. Leaning into that sensation of opening up the heart. And then make your circles a little bit bigger. Start to come forward on your hands and then back onto your hands. So as you come forward, you end up on all fours. Maybe tuck the tailbone under, come a little bit further forward and around. When you bring the hands behind you, maybe tuck the tailbone under, push the hips up to the ceiling. Change directions where you can, really reach the hands forward. Maybe add a little bit of child's pose as you come around. Tuck the tailbone. Reach forward, maybe start to add a few cat-cows when you come forward, maybe undulating or circling. When you come to the side, maybe take the elbow all the way down onto the mat and come up and over. Maybe when you tuck the tailbone under, you start to roll shoulders back and lift the heart. Then the other side, elbow to the ground, up and over. And then forward. Start to adjust yourself as you come around in circles so that you're lengthways on your mat. Any lighting issues? Then we're going to land in all fours. So wherever you get to, find your way to shoulders above wrists, hips above the knees. Extend the crown of the head forward, tailbone back so that you can feel the core engage, ribs to hips connection. Extend the right leg straight back behind you, the toe just gently touching on the floor. Squeeze the right glute to lift up and then release. Just 8 little pulsations. 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we're going to take that leg all the way up as though we're trying to touch the back of the head. Start to lean the shoulders, lean the chest down, lifting up that leg as high as you possibly can, and then release back down. Left leg extends. Squeeze the glute, have everything engaged. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then bend up the leg. Maybe lean the chest down, reach the toe for the back of the head. And it's more like energetically feeling like it might get there. And then releasing back up. Let's tuck the toes under so that you're hovering the knees. Extend the right leg straight back behind you. 8 pulsations. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And take that right leg up. Keep the knee hovering just above the floor. Really stay strong in the hand, reach the toe to the back of the head, and release. Come back to knees hovering, left side, leg extends, toes tap, and 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend up the knee, reach the toe to the back. And release both feet to the floor, press back to downward facing dog. Walk the feet out, bending one knee at a time. Maybe sinking The hips right into the floor, swiveling side to side. I'm going to make sure my playlist isn't on shuffle. I feel like we've got any faster. It is. We're probably on a completely different song. Let me know if you can hear my music and if it's getting in the way of your music. Then we're going to do the same thing. So land in your downward dog, push chest towards the thighs, bend the knees a little bit if you need to. Take the right leg straight up behind you so that both hips are evenly facing to the earth. Then tapping the right heel up by squeezing the right glute. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then bend up the leg, open the hip. This time you can really lean towards the right as you take that toe towards the back of the head. Maybe look up and over the left shoulder to look for the toe. And then exhale, release. Left side. Lock down into your downward dog so you're strong. Left toes tap on the floor, engage the left glute as you lift the leg up. And then 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then bend. Open the hip, reach the toe for the back of the head, look over the right shoulder. Take a breath in here, and then exhale, release. Walk the hands, feet to the front of the mat. Feet hip width apart and parallel. Bend to the knees. Come into a squat. Then we're going to come all the way up to standing with a flat spine. Take the hands into prayer, palms touching. Extend the arms up overhead, look up at the palms, and then take the hands back. So there's no need to lean back. Once you take the hands back in that prayer position, you'll feel the shoulder blades. If you take the shoulder blades down and rotate them back, you'll feel the shoulder blades scoop the heart upwards. So the scapulas are doing all the work to get you this beautiful back of bend and heart opening. Take a breath in. And then exhale, release, take the elbows out wide. And we're going to interlace the hands at the back of the head. Bend to the knees here, come all the way down into a squat. Then come into a forward bend. So hands are still interlaced at the back of the head, elbows wide. Engage the core, engage the glutes. You're going to lift up halfway, hold. Really feel the shoulder blades slide down the back to hold you up. Keep a little tuck in the tailbone, not really a tuck, more like a lengthening of the tailbone, lengthening of the front of the head. Really tuck the ribs in so you get that rib-to-hip connection. Make it touch, make sure you've got that nice and solid. Then inhale, come all the way up to standing. Exhale, come down to a squat. See how deep you can get into your squat. Then forward bend. The feet may need to adjust. Then halfway lift, strong. Come all the way up to standing. Open the heart, take the elbows out wide, inhale. And then exhale, squat. So the feet may need to adjust so the toes go more out than the heels. You may need to lean forward. Maybe the hands need to come forward to counterbalance. Then we're going to come forward bend, halfway lift. This is the last one. Inhale, come up, open the heart. Now we're going to start adding in, getting it down onto the ground. So keeping the hands as they are, maybe interlace the other way so that your fingers get accustomed to balance, balancing out the other way. So sit down into your squat. Maybe the heels need to come up slightly so that you can keep the back lifted, chest open. Then see if you can drop the knees to the ground without touching. So lean forward, keep going until you can come up onto your knees. Tuck the tailbone under, so really tuck, draw the belly in towards the spine, shoulder blades go down. As you come up, roll the shoulders back, lift the heart up to the ceiling so you're in this baby camel pose. Inhale here, exhale, sit back onto the heels and see if you can come back into your squat. Then half lift. So skipping the forward bend, back up to standing, open the heart just for a breath. Come down into the squat. Knees to the ground. Lift up, baby camel. So keeping the hands here, it's testing our balance, testing ankle mobility, and also getting us nice and warmed up. Once you're ready to come back, squat, forward bend, engage the core, elbows wide, lift up. One more. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, squat. Take the knees down. Tuck the tailbone under, push the hips forward, heart up, inhale. Roll the shoulders back, shoulder blades lift through the heart. And then we'll exhale, release. Bring the hands to the mat, step back to high plank. We'll drop the knees here if you need to. Otherwise, exhale to lower through chaturanga all the way to the floor. Chest and the belly touch the floor at the same time. Take the hands up to just wider than the mat. And then roll the shoulders one at a time in bliss cobra. Slowly coming up until you come to your maximum version of bliss cobra, which is wherever you're not feeling in the back. Legs zipped up together, that one big cobra tail. And then exhale, release. Push back through child's pose or up through a plank and back to downward dog. Walk the knees out. Walk the feet out, sorry, bending one knee at a time. Let's look towards the front of the mat. You can bring the hands slightly more in. And we're going to do 3 bunny hops. So I bring the hands to about 3/4 of the way of my downward dog. Bend into the knees a lot, take them out wide, and then use that spring to kick the heels to the butt. See if you can get a little bit of air time in your tuck handstand. Just 3. Then land in your squat. Hands together, squeeze the glutes to open the knees out so it's passive while your elbows are keeping the knees apart. Sorry, it's active, not passive. So squeeze the glutes. Keep squeezing the glutes as you come straight up to standing. Inhale, take the hands back. Hands down to the base of the skull, elbows wide, interlace the fingers. Sit down through your squat. Halfway lift. Squeeze. Forward bend, hands release. Step back. High plank. Exhale to slowly lower all the way to the ground. Bliss cobra. Roll the shoulders one at a time. Keep the legs straight and strong. Toes pressing together. The kneecaps are lifted up off the floor. Just come up as far as you can to feel a nice heart opening. Then exhale, release. Push back either through child's pose or up through a plank. And back to downward facing dog. Bend one knee at a time. Keep the bliss dog moving. That's what Yoga Bruce is all about, especially if it matches the song. You can get a little bit dancey. Let's take the right leg high. Inhale. Open the hip, bend the knee, drip the toe behind you. Look for the toe. And then straighten it up, come forward, target curl, knee to nose. Inhale, extend. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, extend. Exhale, come forward. One more. Inhale, lengthen, reach through the toes. Exhale, really bring the knee up towards the nose and then land in a lunge. Unbend that front leg. Then bend, driving the hips towards the ground. So we're just going to start with 3 of these in this very basic kind of a flowing lunge. Then we're going to bring both feet to the inside of the right leg. So take the foot out just a little bit, doesn't need to come out too far. We're going to twist by leaning back, so left hand to the ground, right arm opens. Lean back as far as you can. And then exhale, fold. As you unbend the front leg. It doesn't need to come all the way straight. Then lean back, open, so your hands are drawing this beautiful arch as you lean back in the twist. Then it comes forward and around, and you extend the front leg, really push into the ball of the right toe. So inhale as you open, maybe the left knee comes down so that you can lean even further back. Inhale, exhale as you straighten the front leg. Fold. If you want to add on here, you can bend up the back leg, reach for the foot, squeeze it into the butt. Again, draw this big arch as you lean back through the twist, frame the front leg, and extend that front leg to straight. Again, arch all the way back, reach for the back foot, squeeze it in. So we're flowing between this kind of wide triangle pyramid pose and this back leg quad stretch. So you can stay in either section of it as long as you like, or you can flow through it quite quickly. Wherever you are, so whatever speed you're going at, try and create a little bit of resistance. So rather than just kind of passively moving between the two, feel as though you're moving through honey. Like fight for it a little bit, you know? Like push the leg, pull the right hip back so that you're pulling the hips back to the center. Then drive the hips down, really push them once that left knee lands. Open and reach with the right hand, with the right fingertips, going as far over and back as you possibly can so that you really feel that expansion in the right shoulder. Then once you reach the foot, squeeze the heel to the butt and try and almost kick the foot back into the hand even as you squeeze. So you still get that active resistance. Release. Let's do 2 more. Squeeze. Last one. Reach the fingertips as far as they can go as you lean back in this like kind of open twist. Reach for the foot. Resist with the foot. Kick it away slowly, slowly, slowly. And then both hands to the mat. Step back to high plank. Exhale as we slowly lower chest to the floor. Fingertips grip and bliss cobra. Squeeze the legs together. Hands to the floor, press back to child's pose or plank to downward facing dog. Bliss dog. Left leg high, inhale. Drip the foot behind you. Maybe look for the big toe. Take a deep breath in here, then square off the hip so that the left leg is straight back behind you and up. Exhale as you come forward, knee to nose. Inhale, length. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, length. Exhale, come forward. Last one. Exhale, release. Land in your lunge. 3 unbend and lunges, just straight up and down without any twisting or anything. Just to warm up the hips, create a little bit of space. Once you've done 3 here, take the left hand to the inside of the left foot. Then, because that creates a little bit of space, right? You take your left knee and toe going in the same direction, and then reach into the twist, lean back. Then circle the arm around and forward until it frames that front leg. Pull the left hip back as you unbend that left leg. Then come back in. So keep the back knee lifted for the first few. We're just going through this arching twist. The arm comes back and around. So it's really about getting this rotational move in the shoulder as well. By drawing a big circle this way, we're asking these rear delts to really activate. When you create a little bit of resistance in your own body rather than just kind of whipping the arm around, you get this really deep activation in the shoulder girdle without pressure or weight. It's just a nice way to activate those muscles without too much, what I'm looking for, impact, which is necessary for pole dancers. Drop the right knee back and start to add in that quad stretch by grabbing the foot, squeeze to the heel. Resist, kick the foot away, and then circle the hand from where the foot is. Reach, 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 reach all the way forward until it comes to the outside of the left foot and unbend that left leg. So wherever you can make the pose bigger, more extreme, stronger, if you can push that foot, that left foot into the ground more as you come up and around so that you're already unbending, and rather than it being two separate movements, it all connects and ends up becoming the same movement. It's one flowing wave backwards and forwards. Let's do about 3 more here. If your right hand starts to get sore, you can come up onto the knuckles, pressing the knuckles into the mat. Inhale, reach, squeeze. Reach back once you grab the foot. I think this will be the last one. Really pull that left hip back when you unbend that left leg. Arch back, squeeze, kick the foot into the hand as you release. Both hands come to the inside of that foot. Step back to high plank. Slowly lower, chest to the floor. Lock the legs together. This time maybe as you come up through bliss cobra, maybe the hands come off the ground and you just use the back strength to lift up, opening the arms out wide, and then place the hands back down, up to plank or back to child's pose and lift them. I love this song. You should be up to the Moby song by now. So let's take the right leg high. Come forward, one tiger curl. Squeeze. Land in a lunge again. This time we're coming up through crescent lunge. Bend up the back leg so that you can tuck the tailbone under. As you extend the fingertips up to the sky, straighten the back leg. So you feel stable and strong. Pull the feet together like you're trying to crinkle up the center of the mat. Let's take the hands to interlace behind the head again like we did earlier, just to follow this theme. Open the elbows out wide. We're going to take that left foot out and forward just so you can stabilize really strong here. Lengthen the front leg to straight. Exhale, come forward halfway so that you're in like this half pyramid. Then we're going to bend up the back knee, tap it to the ground so that you're in a lunge. Squeeze the legs as you come back up to straight, come down halfway. Squeeze the core to hold you up here. So it's kind of similar to the motion that we just did, but instead of it being like this like slow flow, loosey-goosey kind of version, it's like the strict, strong, every muscle engaged kind of version of the same thing. So both legs to straight, come down halfway. Keep both hips evenly facing to the earth. The elbows are out wide. As you come back up, squeeze as you tap the knee down. Come up, both legs straight, halfway. Let's do 3 more. Tap, straighten, forward. And you will notice it probably takes a little bit more core to catch yourself halfway rather than just collapse and fold. And squeeze. Last one. I think I probably say 3 more and then do 2 more all the time. Then we're going to turn to the left and come into a goddess pose. Knees and toes going in the same direction. You can keep the elbows out wide if you like here, or give the arms a break, take them out into goddess arms. Come down low into this wide-legged sumo squat, goddess pose. Then we're going to turn the feet to parallel. Exhale, come down, halfway, catch. You can keep the hands out wide if you like. Just giving the arms a bit of a break. You can always just keep them and come back into goddess. So squeeze the glutes to keep the knees going apart. Feet pivot to parallel, come down halfway. You'll have to squeeze the core to catch you. Inhale, come up to standing. Exhale, goddess. Pivot the feet. Inhale, come up. Exhale, the core will engage as you exhale. Inhale, goddess. Squeeze the glutes. Inhale, exhale, forward bend halfway. Inhale, come up, goddess. Squeeze to come up, halfway. This time we're going to do last one. Come down to goddess. You can place the hand on the knees, roll the right shoulder in, look over at the left shoulder. Then we roll the left shoulder in, look at the right shoulder. Then we're going to turn all the way around to the left side until you find your crescent lunge on the left side. We're going to move in a circle, because I've decided just now. Interlace the hands the opposite way, so the weird way. Elbows out wide. Bend the back leg, maybe bring it in if you need to. Tap the right knee. Come to both legs straight. Half fold. Really catch yourself in the core there. Come up to straight. Bend, tap the back knee. And lengthen. So when you come down to this halfway, not really halfway lift, it's like a halfway lower, I guess. Really keep the crown of the head extending. So push the back of the head into the hands. Create a little bit of resistance there. Open the elbows out wide. So keep them out of your field of vision. They should be just in your peripherals. If they start to come forward, it'll be collapsing into the shoulders and it can start to push the head forward. So keep the neck strong. So you get almost like a double chin here. Let's do 3 more. Really squeeze the back leg in. Up, tap. 2. Now up. Last one. Tap the back knee. This time we're going to come back through crescent lunge. Hands to the floor. Inhale, left leg high. Extend. 1 tiger curl. Come straight back into the left side. This time, we're just going to open up to warrior 2. So moving back around to the circle. Warrior 2. Let's come and straighten that front leg. Extend the left hand and come down into triangle. And voila, it all makes sense because triangle is the sideways version of everything that we've done previously. That halfway lower. So you're extending the crown of the head long. You're a straight line from the tailbone to the crown of the head. And then this is all about these straight lines. And there are actually multiple triangles going on here. The key with triangle 2 is that it's a twist. So that bottom hand, if it's on that left leg, it's pushing so that you can open the heart and look up to the ceiling. Keep squeezing the feet together. Bend back, warrior 2. Squeeze the glutes so that you can see that big toe on the left foot. Then come back, triangle. Extend. Warrior 2. So this is our flow. And it should all make sense, this theme of strengthening by kind of staying up in that top end range. Again, here you can interlace the hands behind you if you want to make it a little bit more of a core workout. My feet are slipping away, that means I'm not drawing them closer together. And I actually get foot cramps if I don't pull the legs together, because with my feet sliding away, they end up trying to grip and then they twist a little bit. And I realized that's what was giving me foot cramps in warrior 2. It only took me 16 years to figure it out. Squeeze and pull the hips back. So when you come into your triangle, really pull the hips back and that left hip comes underneath you so that you fit behind in like one dimension. 1 more and down. Come back up to the center, turn both toes to face forward so the feet are parallel, maybe a little bit pigeon-toed. You can interlace the hands behind you. This time we're just going to come all the way forward into a forward bend. Release the arms up and over behind your head, letting the shoulders open up. And you can release the hands to the floor. And just start to take these gentle spine waves. So leading with the head, I like to kind of snake the spine around so that you lead the motion that starts at the crown of the head, kind of travels down the spine and all the way to the tailbone. This is our primordial movement, right? This is where we first became from back in the ocean. We turned from multiple cell organisms into vertebrates. It was this motion that first kind of created what we now are today. Then we're going to start to bend one knee at a time. So you'll feel as you snake your spine that there's like a natural rhythm that one leg will want to bend at the end of the kind of motion. Start to follow that. Maybe close the eyes so that you feel that motion travel all the way down to your feet. If you want to start bending down deeper, we're coming into these Skandasana side lunges, but with a little bit of a pivot. Maybe that you come all the way down and start to walk the hands side to side. Maybe take the hands out of it at all. Maybe come back into this elbows wide, interlace the hands. Whatever feels good, just to release. The previous flows are a little bit rigid for yoga groups, but sometimes that real stirrer, that real like strengthening feels really good and nourishing for our bodies, and then allows us to get deeper into these poses when we're just relaxing and chilling. If you want to sit the hips down, come all the way into left knee rotating in, this kind of hurdler's lunge. Turn the hips towards the straightened leg so that you get a nice hip rotation. Then see if you can land back onto that foot, come up, and to the other side. So this is where if you've got your hands interlaced, it can be a bit of a challenge. Turn towards the extended leg, then rotate that foot back up. And it's a real lean forward, then across, sit back, turn, maybe bend forward, nose to knee. The addition of the interlacing the hands behind the head may or may not feel good for you. I'm just working with a lot of shoulder mobility at the moment, and I find it so challenging, which is why I like it. So add the forward bend if you're sitting down and coming to your hurdle lunge. Let's do one more each side. Last one. Turn, fold, come back up. See if you can come back up to the center into this forward bend. Goddess pose. One more time. Make sure the knees and the toes are going in the same direction. Squeeze the glutes to take the knees out. Hands can come to prayer to press get a nice activation around the chest. Then we're going to land in Warrior Two on the right side. Pivot the feet as much as you need to find your perfect Warrior Two. Then straighten the front leg. Extend the right fingertips forward. Forward, forward, forward. Right hand comes down, left hand comes up. Twist and rotate to look up. Couple of breaths here just to really feel your triangle pose. Then squeeze the legs together. Come back into Warrior Two. Again, interlace the hands here if you want to. You may be getting sick of that addition. Straighten the legs. Come down into Warrior Two. This is a big oblique crunch to bring you back up. Oh, sorry, triangle. Warrior Two is all legs, but triangle is legs and obliques here. Squeeze to come back up. Squeeze the legs towards each other in every pose. It will really protect the feet. For years I've been practicing yoga with burning feet and ankles, and the only advice that I ever got was just, you need to just train them more. You just need to do more on your feet stuff, on your toes. More bar, more Pilates, everything's just more. And since practicing more with this activation of pulling the legs together in every lunge, my feet and my ankles are so much better. Release, and then come down, squeeze. Let's do 2 more. And last one, we're going to land in warrior 2, cycle the hands back down, step back, high plank. Drop the knees here if you need to, exhale, slowly lower, the chest touches the floor at the same time as the belly. And then bliss cobra can either be fingertips wide, rolling the shoulders, or you can take the arms back and simply use the back muscles to lift up, lifting up through the back of the head, or hands into legs again, elbows up. And then exhale, release, back to plank or child's pose to bliss dog. Let's have a couple of breaths here. Then we're going to come forward again. So bring the hands in. We're going to do 3 bunny hops again into your tuck handstands. So find your 3/4 down dog or wherever your hands are perfectly aligned. Bend into the knees a lot and spring and kick. Just 3. Land in your spot. Squeeze the glutes once you land in squat. Squeeze the glutes to pull the knees apart. Then we're going to come into a bit of co-pose. So hands press down, about shoulder width apart, fingers facing forward. You can bend the knees right up high, up into the armpits, and then start to tip forward. So the shins are either going crossways. You want as much surface area as possible between the shins and the triceps. So you can either be crossing over, and then as you lift up, really pull the tummy in like someone's punching you in the gut to try and lift the knees up into the armpits. And maybe you just lift up 1 foot at a time. Great. Have a couple of goes of flying. If you're working with a jump back, try 1 leg at a time until you're more comfortable landing in that low plank. If you're ready to try that full jump back, lift, 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 and then land. Yay! Enjoy your play time. Let's come up to standing. So however way you want to do it, I don't mind if you just get up and stand. If you want to come into a squat first, then come up, and slowly roll up. However way you get there is perfect. Move through some balancing. I really like to do, I know what I like to do, a bit of hands-free leg up. So big hip flexors lift. So the right leg, you can either go straight leg or bent knee. So we're just going to take it straight up in front of you. Try and keep the back up to straight. Try and give a slight turn out so that you're presenting the heel and the inside of the foot. Like, look at my foot. Lift. You're not looking. Lift higher. Lift higher. How can I see it if it's all the way down there? Then see if you can take it out to the right without lifting his hip too much. Arms can come out to balance. Come back to the center. Twist. Right arm back. Left arm in front. Release the leg straight back behind you as you come open to aeroplane. Then we'll reach the hands down, standing split. Release. Back to your forward bend. Have a couple of breaths here if you need to. Slowly roll up. So that's our little yoga grooves dance for now. Feel free to turn the music up. We're just going to flow through these 3 times on each side. So that's 1 time done. Left side, left leg lifts. Lift, 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 lift as high as you can. Then to the side. Counterbalance with the hands. 2, 1. Come back to the center. Twist. 2, 1. Come back to the center. Take it back. Once you land, 3, 2, 1. Hold that glute, that left glute really strong to lift that leg up as you tip forward, standing splits. Extend through the left toes like you're trying to touch the ceiling. Inhale, exhale, forward bend. Couple of breaths, slowly come up. Right side again. Lift through the right leg. Then take it out to the side. 2, 3. Back to the center. Twist. 2, 3. Squeeze that leg, the right hamstring down and back. Squeeze through the right glute to lift. 2, 3. Reach for the ground. Squeeze through the right glute more so that you can lift up, nose to the knee. And then land, forward bend. Slowly roll up. Left side. Squeeze. Out. Come back to the center. Do a quick twist. And then back to the center. Fly. Aeroplane. Squeeze that left glute, get your balance, both hips evenly facing to the earth, then reach for the ground. Squeeze that left hip up. That left glute, squeeze it to lift, touch, 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 touch. And release, forward bend. Slowly roll up. Last side. This time, right leg extends. Out to the side. Smile, come back to the center, twist. Lift up a little bit higher. This is the last one. Squeeze as you come back. Start with aeroplane so that you find your balance with the leg back. Then think squeezing with the glute more, so that you're tipping forward. You're already in your max version of your split. Release. Slowly roll up. Left side, last one. Set up, lift. Hands can come out to counterbalance, out to the side. Back to the center, twist. Back to the center, aeroplane. Squeeze. And keep squeezing to come down, standing splits. Release. Both feet to the ground. Slide the hands underneath the feet so that you're standing on the palms. Back to the hands on the floor. Inhale, bend the knees, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold, crown of the head towards the ground. Give it a little shake. Then we're going to release the hands. Step back to high plank. This time, let's drop the knees. Tuck the tailbone under as you roll through the upper back in this kind of angry cobra and angry cat, and lay down in the reverse cobra really slowly, resisting the whole way down. Push back to child's pose. 2 more times. Come up to angry cat. Tuck the tailbone. Reverse cobra. So as you come down, roll the shoulders back, lead with the heart, and slowly come down with resistance. Push back, child's pose. Last one. Resist, resist, resist. This time we'll stay on the ground. Whew. Yeah, we will. That time has gone quickly. So, staying on the ground here, let's take the left arm out to the left so that you've got cactus arm, so 90-degree angle with that left arm. Maybe the elbows just a little bit higher than the shoulder. Right fingertips come to the ground. Bend up the right leg and cycle over the top. Then come back to the center. And other side, right arm bends up, cactus arm, left fingertips onto the ground, left leg bends up and over. So we're going to flow between the two sides. So reset the hands every time. Just getting that nice stretch into the pec. Alternating sides. We're going to do one more each side and then we're going to add on, we're going to roll over. Last side. Then release back to the center. Hands can come up into this Sphinx pose so that your elbows are directly underneath the shoulders, palms facing down. Roll the shoulders back, pull the heart forward like you want to drag your body through your arms. Getting a nice opening into the back of the heart. And take your hands a little bit further apart if you want to get deeper into this. Further apart and further away from you, so the widest edge of the mat, and really sink the heart forward. Keep the lower belly pulled in towards the spine to protect the lower back. Only come up as high as you feel comfortable. Then we're going to take the left hand, scooch it underneath the right arm so that you can roll onto your back. Bend up the legs, and we're just going to start by swinging them side to side. And we're going to start to come into leg waves, so make the movements a little bit bigger. And it's just a little bit of playtime, a little bit of kind of discovering your limbs, almost like for the first time. So you can close your eyes here if you want to and start to just play with different shapes. If it's available to you to come up into a shoulder stand, then you can come up into your shoulder stand, hands supporting the upper back as you take your candlestick kind of pose. And then again, come into the leg shapes here. So butterfly, straddle, splits. So it's the other direction. Maybe just a little bit of pigeon. So taking the right ankle over the left knee and pushing the hips up to squeezing and tucking on the tailbone and push the knee away from you, the right knee away from you. It's kind of like this inverted pigeon. To the other side, left ankle crosses over the right, above the right knee. Bend up that right leg, that helps you pull that left ankle in towards you and push the left knee away. Squeeze the hips up. Both legs. Find an even, whatever you do on one side, make sure you do it on the other. Once you're done with your your candlestick, take the toes up and over the head until they touch the ground. Keep supporting the lower back. Once the toes touch the ground, then you can interlace the hands behind you. Push their arms into the floor to lift the hips up more. If it's available to you to come down into deaf man's pose and bend the knees up, hugging them around the ears. And then slowly make your way to laying down as slow as possible. When you get to the legs straight up in this kind of L shape, you can press the palms into the mat underneath you, Engage the belly really, really strong and slowly lower the legs. 10, 9, keep the lower back pressed into the mat. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. With the hands underneath the butt and the palms pressing down, push the elbows into the floor to lift the chest up, and then simply let the head hang back. You don't need to drop it back down to the ground, although if you are, go ahead, but you can just enjoy this heart opening by lifting the chest up. Come out, bring the chin to the chest, up, and then slowly lie down. And come into one final twist to finish up with. So squeeze the right knee into the right armpit to the outside of the right chest, right ribs. If you want to, have a go straightening this right leg, coming into your supine split. Then take the knee across the body, holding the right knee with the left hand. Make sure the right hip is directly on top of the left hip, so scooch them back to the center if you need to. It doesn't matter if the right knee is hovering, as long as your right shoulder stays down on the ground, because the knee is heavier than the shoulder. So the weight of the leg, especially with that left hand resting on it, will open up the back nicely. Back to center. Release the right leg to straight. Left leg bends up. Squeeze it to the outside of the ribs, up into the left armpit. Then straighten that leg if you want to. Come into that left leg supine split. And bend the leg, bring it across the body, scooch the hips to the center. Rest the right hand on the left knee and look towards the extended left arm. Whenever you're ready, keeping the eyes closed, slowly make your way to Shavasana. So on the way there, you may like to scrunch up into a ball, extend everything to straight, come into a full body yawn. Get some energy all the way out to the fingertips and the toes. Inhale, and then exhale, relax. Let everything be carried by the earth. Everything physical, emotional, spiritual, mental. Allow it to sink into the ground. Just surrender and allow yourself to be for the next few minutes. The mind wanders, just come back to the breath and that sensation of air moving in and out of the nostrils. Got a few minutes here that are all yours to enjoy. Start to take some deeper breaths. Gently move the fingers and the toes. Bringing some awareness to your physical space. Maybe take another yawn. Stretch the arms up overhead, come into a full body. Early morning, just woken up, indulgent. Maybe take a big sigh. And then as you're ready, slowly roll over onto one side. And then in your own time, sitting up, getting ready to re-enter the world. Enjoy a cloudy Sunday. It's about time. We had enough sunny days. We're probably overdue for a bit of wet weather. Thanks, guys, so much. It was so lovely to see you. Namaste.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah. See you next